Have you ever thought, I want to travel, but I don't have enough money, or I have a lot of money, but I don't know how to travel? Well, hopefully I can answer both of those questions in my presentation today about how to travel with or without a budget. One of the first things that you need to know is transportation. If you're going to be flying for long distances, you might want to do a flight, or you can do cars if you're going to be going for short distances. You can use Google Flights to find an estimate on where you want to go and how much it's going to be, and then you can use websites like Expedia and SDA Travel Agency for student discounts and other benefits. You can use public transportation such as buses, bikes, trains to get a little bit cheaper option. That's myself and some friends in Australia, and we rented out bikes for the day. It cost about $10 for the entire day, and we could ride around the city. You can also use your own car or carpool with friends if you're in your own country, and then you're able to put money together so that you guys don't all have to pay for gas by yourself. There's also an option which is hitchhiking. It's not the most recommended option, but you can do it. There's a TED Talk put on by Tomislav Perko, and basically he talks about how if you're going to be hitchhiking, a few tips and tricks on how to do so. So you can clean yourself up, you want to make yourself look positive, and you also want to go near a major highway, and then you just basically put your thumb out and hopefully a good person will pick you up. You can also rent a car, which is one thing that I recommend, because if you're in a foreign country, driving on the different side of the road can take a little bit of time to get used to, but then you can make stops whenever you want for bathroom breaks, or you can make stops to do hikes that you couldn't do if you're riding in a bus. Another thing that you need to know about is accommodation. So if you have a little bit more of a budget, you can go to hotels and resorts, and if you don't have much of a budget and you don't have a lot of money to use, then you can do tenting, which is basically just taking a tent, finding a campsite. There's a lot of websites that you can use to find free campsites, or most are pretty inexpensive. And you can do couch surfing, which one of the websites that you can use is couchsurfing.com. And that's basically a website where you put your information in, and someone who is willing to give up a couch or a spare bedroom for free will put their ad out there, and then you gain points for how you behave, if you're positive or negative reviews, and you can do that. Another option that you can do is working for your food or stay. So you can be at a farm, you can be at someone's house, and maybe they need some chores done. You work for them for the day, and then you get a place to stay, and you can also sometimes eat with them as well. One other thing that I do a lot is hostels. There's a lot of good deals that can come with hostels, so meals, and the bar will maybe give you some good deals there, and they can also give you deals for excursions. So for meals, there's a lot of different options. If you have a lot of money to use, you can go to different types of stores, you can go to restaurants, you can ask the locals what they think about it. You can also go to hostel bars and restaurant deals. They'll give you coupons, or maybe they'll give you the website of someone to go and check out. There's also a lot of cheap chain restaurants that will be around the area, but sometimes you might not want to go to those because not all McDonald's in different countries taste the same as ours does, so you might not like the way that it is. And you always should try and experience local cuisine, because when you're going to a foreign country, you shouldn't just be tasting what you're used to. Maybe you should try and expand yourself and fully immerse yourself in the culture. Free food is not always good food. So when you're going to a country and there's street food and there's vendors that kind of come up to you and they offer you their food, it might not be safe. You don't know where it's been cooked, how it's been cooked, how long it's been sitting out. So you might want to ask someone that you trust before that you try things. And one of the things that I tried after I found out that it was safe is eating a scorpion down there in Thailand. Some activities that you can do for free. Hiking is always a good option. Sometimes you'll have to pay to get into different parks, but usually hiking is a pretty inexpensive option. You can bring a snack along or food and pack in your backpack. There's an app called AllTrails, which basically you type in the area that you're in, and then it will give you different trails that you can try out, and it tells you their difficulty level. Travel agencies can be good and bad. So when you're going to a travel agency, they're probably going to try and sell you their most expensive product first. But if you tell them what you're looking for, then they'll usually try and help you out. And most travel agents are nice, so they're not going to try and take advantage of you. Hostel bulletin boards are another good thing. They basically just post a lot of information on their bulletin boards, and you can use that if you please or not. talking to locals about good spots is probably one of the best things to do because they know all the fun things, and if they're looking for a budget, then maybe they know how to help you. And asking family and friends if they've traveled there before, they'll have a lot of good options that maybe they know what you like and they can help you with that. So in conclusion, I would like people to know that you should use your best judgment. There's going to be a lot of things that come your way, and you should always try to experience different things and maybe put yourself out there. Communication is key, so make sure you talk to people, whether it's nonverbal or with verbal communication, and it's always going to help you. Just keep a positive attitude, and don't be afraid to try something new because you don't know where it's going to lead you next. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and my big biographies.